I'm live. I'm live and it's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. A lot of stuff actually happening in the news today. I'll give it a couple minutes for notifications to go out, at least the ones that will. XRP Florida is #1. Wow, that's crazy. First again, no, slacker. Mr. C. Masties, you are second. Got beat by the XRP man. Yo, Crow, what's up, Shane? Stephen Holloway, what's up? Looking good. Stacking Zerps. That's kind of funny. What's up? I hope you guys with girlfriends and wives are planning something special today. Maybe they're planning something special for you. I don't know. I guess it depends on how good you are. Are you a good hubby and wife? Are you a good boyfriend or girlfriend? Pro is on a tear with all these live streams. I'm trying to. I've been saying it for months and months and months that I was going to try and come on live every day, and just whether I'm hanging out, I'm talking about news, I've got some cool stuff to show off. I always want to kind of come out. I will ask you, how does the audio? Is the audio better than normal? Or because when I watch my videos back, sometimes I notice that there's periods where the audio kind of clicks off. You know, where it's like I'm quiet for a second and then it comes back in. And I adjusted my microphone. It's like this Rode omnidirectional. It was tilted kind of inward. So now I pulled it up so that it's facing me, but it's not directly in front of me and I'm not super close to it. But I did change some levels and things. So hopefully that comes to work out. First thing I'll chat about a little bit here is Bitcoin. You know, it's funny because we got a sell signal here on Market God, and then the next. This is a 12-hour candle. I've been kind of experimenting with 12-hour, and you know we got that sell signal, and the candle wicked to the $10,100 level, and then bounced up and then moved forward into the next candle where it proceeded to continue to climb. And some of the analysts are basically saying, look, if we can hit 10,000, 10,006, 10,5, or somewhere around there, I will say 10,6, that we're well on our way to like 11,5. However, if we were to close, and I'm guessing they're probably saying on a daily, because we did still have, Market Cipher still given the big red diamond, which is basically not a good indication, but you know, this is pretty much a daily doji right here. I mean, we typically, though, on a doji candle, when the price has been moving up and we get to a point like this, oftentimes that means that a reversal of some kind is coming, or some sort of pullback. But, we've got to 10-1. So basically, this is the area where I'm looking at. Where are we going to end up here? However, Valentine's Day, I did have an article that I read about it. Valentine's Day is typically a really positive day for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. But I mean, ultimately, the thing of it is, and this is my perspective on all of this at this point, it really doesn't matter. Bitcoin's going up. I mean, some people still try to question, is there a bear market or not? And, I feel like a lot of YouTubers out there, especially if they're technical analysis guys, they're not going to be as popular if they're always saying, well, we're going up. Like, I don't really give a shit. I think we're going to continue moving up. Even if we have little pullbacks and corrections and things in the market, we'll have futures liquidations and expirations and all that kind of stuff that's going to play with the market. We have so many different vehicles for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies right now that there's going to be an ebb and flow, and it's going to be consistent throughout the market. So but I don't generally care anymore because I'm not trying to scalp trades. Now, if you're trying to scalp trades, which I don't think anybody should really be trying to do in this market personally, it's just my financial non-advice. Disclaimer at the bottom, I'm just some dude on the internet. But you know, it's such a risky endeavor to try and swing trade or day trade right now. And when we know we're in a bull market, why would anybody do anything other than really try and accumulate more? That to me is the overall name of the game: accumulate and hold, and diversify, and that's pretty much what it means to me. But I do like to keep track of price of Bitcoin a little bit, just because I know that some of you guys just like to know what my opinion is or what I think. But I mean, my opinion and what I think about this really hasn't changed for quite some time. You buy and hold, you do your research on projects, you invest in those projects because you think they're going to do well. You like what you see. There's only so deep down a rabbit hole you can go with a cryptocurrency project for the most part, because anything, I mean, it's difficult to know everything there is to know about any individual project. However, if you're diversifying and you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, well, then if one company falls short and does nothing, then, it's much more likely that you're going to find pretty substantial gains in the others. So that's the way I play the market. Some people like to swing trade, and the thing of it is that the majority of traders lose. I mean, it's a given fact. And the ones that everybody's watching on YouTube and they're trying to say, oh, well, you follow me, join my group, join my VIP, join my whatever. I mean, they're losing too. Don't let them fool you. Because let's put it this way, if these guys on YouTube were truly so great at trading that they showed every trade and every position and this and that, they would already be billionaires, and they wouldn't be fucking around on YouTube for VIP members. If anything, the one thing that I think about some of these technical analysis guys is, they have these VIP groups and things, and it's like, look, if they're putting in the time and they're much more accurate than not, and they are making people money, more power to them. But I've looked at a lot of this stuff, different guys, and I even thought about, going through like the reviews of a lot of these different TA guys, kind of like these Amazon gurus, right? And going through and seeing like, what's the real deal? Like, I've always wanted to know, like, how many people that have joined this person's VIP group or that person's VIP group actually are doing really well. And what I discovered is that the majority of the people that I've seen, they got wrecked. I mean, it's just the nature of things. It's very difficult to trade somebody else's technical indicators or their buy and sells or basically copy trade, because they're doing it first, then they're telling you. And there's a hustle behind it. It's all, to me, a part of it is kind of like 3-card money, And so I don't trust any of it, man. I really don't. I don't trust any of it. I mean, there are some guys that I feel are much more like Jacob Canfield. I think he's really sharp. Like he does, and I've mentioned him several times. I've met him in person a couple times, I think. And he's just a really sharp dude, and he's good friends with Mark Moss. Everybody knows Mark Moss is going to blow up. Like, he's going to be absolutely insane in the coming market. I mean, guys that honestly, I look to because I really respect their opinion. From a fundamental perspective, I really appreciate Mark Moss and everything that he does. From a technical perspective, I really like Jacob Canfield. And I feel like a lot of these other guys, man, I mean, there are some others that are decent, but a lot of these guys, to me, are just full of shit. So, and it's like they're just trying to prey, man. They're just trying to, I don't know. It's like, I mean, to each their own, but all I'm saying is that if you're trying to swing trade or day trade off of somebody else's experience, just be very, very careful. It's one thing, like, and I haven't looked into it. I really need to look into it. I actually sent a message to Joshua over at CoinLion because I was curious. He hadn't responded. I think he just basically has his way of telling me to just screw off because I was going to try and launch my own exchange. And, fair enough. But, with CoinLion and some of the features and the functionalities that they're working on offering, if they're not already, I don't know. I really do. I wanted to talk to him, be like, what's new? What's happening? But he didn't respond. He saw my message, but he didn't respond. But one of the things that they were looking to do is basically have like copy trading, you know, where you could have a trader who's investing, they're swing trading, day trading, scalping, whatever, and basically just automatically copy what that person's doing, which I think that could be much more beneficial than I'm going to join somebody's Telegram group. I'm going to pay them, you know, every month, or, you know, half a Bitcoin for a year membership or whatever the hell it is, and then try to play catch up with everything they're doing. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. And a lot of people get wrecked doing that. So anyway, let me take a quick look at chat before I dive into some of this other stuff. Why is Superman so angry nowadays? You know, that's an interesting question. Because I've noticed some of his tweets, and here's the thing about Superman and some of us YouTubers, okay? And this is as real as I can be. You know, the bigger a YouTuber gets, by putting in a lot of work and doing a lot of research on projects and in the crypto space, and they believe wholeheartedly about a lot of this stuff, and they put a lot of their time and their money, for that matter. You know, we invest in a lot of these projects that we like. I mean, we're believers. And then through that passion, and I mean, that passion is what really drives us to research and learn and figure out what products are likely to do well and which aren't. And then you get haters. And, you know, I have one hater who's still running around the internet pretending to be other people, talking shit about me, telling people I'm a scammer and this and that. And he references some article that somebody made. They took like, I don't know, let's say 20% truth and just added all kinds of nonsense. And they're even referencing people pretending to be me on the internet as though it's me and taking that as gospel. It's like some of these guys are just on a mission to tear other people down. Like, for no other reason than I truly believe they suffer with their own self-valuation. Like, they have issues, you know? And it's like guys like Superman, who I truly believe that, let's just assume for a second, let's just assume that Superman got paid to promote some projects and he didn't disclose it. Okay, I'm not saying he did, but I know that this is an argument that continues to pop up a lot. Well, he was paid to promote this and promote that. Number one, I do not believe that even if Superman were to have been paid to promote projects, I do not believe he still would have promoted projects he thought were garbage. I really do not believe that. Because a lot of the projects that he talked about and promoted, I looked into and I agreed. I thought a lot of the stuff he talked about was hot. And a lot of people shit all over him because he loved Hedera Hashgraph. I liked it too. He was actually able to figure out how to get into it. I was not. So he was able to invest in that project. I tried. I couldn't. They just ignored me. I don't know why or what. It could have been a timing thing. I don't know. But he took so much crap for that, for liking Hedera Hashgraph. And so now, and it's like there's so much more to it. But it's like, you know, some of us just like to focus on our world. We like to focus on what we're doing, our followers, our viewers. We're not worried about trying to tear other people down. We're not trying to, you know, crap on other people. That's just not our way. People that do that kind of shit have like really big holes in their souls, man. I mean, they've got problems. A lot of the guys that I've noticed that are like that have drug addiction problems, alcohol problems, abuse issues. Like, and I'm not even kidding. It's like there's a void in them that causes them to just go out and try and tear other people down. And they take little bits of truth and then they just try to, I don't know, it's like a weird thing that they do. So, and a lot of people targeted Superman with that kind of stuff. And I think that, you know, why is he so angry? I think a part of it is he just got really frustrated. He got frustrated with the market. The bear market was a real pain in the ass. It's been really difficult to push through. And what is your motivation when you do a video and it takes time, especially a lot of the stuff Supo did took a lot of time, man, a lot of effort. And you put these videos out and then you're just bombarded with the same people saying the same negative shit about you constantly. And it's like, I can imagine him getting really frustrated. And I'm not even necessarily defending Superman, but I think I kind of understand why he's been so frustrated. And I think he's looking for validation, is my guess. It's hard to find validation in a bear market where everything is consistently dropping like the tower drop at Kings Island, right? And my hope, honestly, because I really do appreciate Superman's work and I appreciate his content. And, maybe he capitulated hard and he's waiting for things to start coming back so that he can then come back and say, I told you this was good. I told you this project was great and why. And now it's proving itself. Now in this bull market, watch this, take a look at that. Things that I talked about from the very beginning. The same way I feel about Cardano and other projects. When you discover something that you're really bullish on and everybody just wants to shit all over you because they're either A, trying to gain viewership off of your name, B, trying to tear you down because it helps them. You've got a lot of leeches in the space, man. There are a lot of just shady people who pretend to be something else, act like they're some sort of community warrior, and they're here with their burning pitchforks to try and take out all these shady people and these bad people. And the reality is these people are often far, far, far worse than they're even claiming somebody else is. And that is fact. I've seen it time and again through multiple industries. There are just people with that kind of mentality. They will do anything to find success for themselves as long as it doesn't mean leaving other people alone and just doing honest work. They're always trying to cut corners. And those are the kinds of people that you really have to keep an eye on. I do not think Superman was one of them. I don't. I just don't. I've talked to Superman. We've had discussions and things. He's just somebody that was really, really bullish, like myself, who just fell in love with the space. And I know I just rambled forever based off of one question. It's just something that I think it's just difficult, man. It really is. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to create and do new content on a regular basis that people will like, especially in the face of people that just want to tear you down all the time. And I think he just had enough for a while. I'm sure he will be back. He will be back. I mean, there's no question. But yeah, he might be a little angry at first because he's going to basically be doing a lot of I told you so's. At least that's what I expect. Why does this rant even matter? Who cares? I care. That's really all that matters on this channel. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. It's really that simple. Burning pitchforks. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, I actually thought this was really big news. Steemit, which this whole relationship makes a hell of a lot of sense. Steemit joins the Tron network. Steam price skyrockets over 25%. I actually read this and almost choked because I was seriously thinking, wow. Steemit, a decentralized blockchain-based social media and blogging platform, has announced today on February 14th, 2020, that they got married on V-Day. The two companies will start working together now in order to unite Steemit and its blockchain-based dApps with Tron blockchain. What the partnership between Steemit and Tron entail, according to an official press release sent to Xi Crypto. That's the website. The two companies will harmonize their services and products to their users. On one hand, Tron Foundation is bringing on more than 20 million users to access services and products offered by Steemit. On the other hand, Steemit is bringing over 1 million users to the community. Although a huge difference, the two entities offer different services to their users. Thus, the partnership will be a very strategic in growing the alliance in the respective companies. Steemit being a social media-based website, it rewards its users with the Steem cryptocurrency for publishing and also curating content. I thought this was a really, really interesting partnership, quite frankly, and it's one that I think really will help both of them. I expect to see a lot more stuff like this coming out of the Tron camp. I mean, again, when you have a cryptocurrency or a blockchain that's so extremely well-funded by an extremely hungry marketing guy who wants to just continue building on to its use case, I believe that they are going to be buying out and or incentivizing other companies to join them. I mean, they have a lot of money, and just like the article says, they've with over 20 million users, they have a lot of power to take really good concepts and say, come to us, we're going to incentivize you to join us, take advantage of our 20 million people that's only going to continue growing. We're going to give you a boost that will in turn help us. And Justin Sun's a smart dude, man. I mean, he would definitely be somebody that I personally would love to be able to sit down and just have a discussion with. He's one of those guys, just like Roger Ver. I mean, I would love to be able to sit down and really talk to Roger Ver and just better understand, you know, like I watched a documentary about him and I know he gets a lot of hate. I actually didn't like him at first, just based off, and there was a period where all I had ever seen were just him flipping off YouTubers and things, and it's like, no. After a couple years, I totally get it now. And it's like, and I've learned a lot more about him through other people that know him. And he just sounds like one cool ass dude. I mean, and it's like, I don't know. I get it. I think I get it. So anyway, Justin Sun's another one. So Cardano's in the news. IOHK donates $500,000 in ADA to the University of Wyoming to drive blockchain use cases. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. I mean, basically, they're funding a college to start developing and utilizing Cardano. This could be, I mean, this is almost like funding an incubator of the young, you know, developers and engineers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no telling what could spawn from this kind of thing. IOHK, the software engineering company and lead developer of the Cardano blockchain, has today announced a donation of $500,000 in Cardano's native ADA cryptocurrency. Not to mention $500,000 today. Do you have any idea how much that shit's going to be worth in like even 6 months from now? This is not, I mean, he basically just gave these guys like a few $1,000,000 and said, build some cool shit. Wyoming is one of the world's leading destinations for legislatively enabled blockchain innovation, due in large part to the work of the Wyoming Blockchain Task Force and other partners. The state has enacted a total of 13 blockchain enabling laws, making it the only U.S. state to provide a comprehensive, welcoming legal framework that enables blockchain technology to flourish, both for individuals and companies. From Charles, the real-world applications of blockchain are limitless, and IOHK's donation of $500,000 in ADA, the native cryptocurrency of our Cardano blockchain platform, to the University of Wyoming's Blockchain Research and Development Lab will go some way, I think it's going to go a hell of a long way, toward realizing that potential and will help to bolster Wyoming's burgeoning blockchain revolution. I mean, Wyoming is like one of the best places if you're going to be forming any kind of cryptocurrency-based company. You know, Delaware used to be the end-all be-all for just general companies, LLCs, and things like that. Wyoming and Colorado are very bullish on cryptocurrency. We are incorporated here as a business and are very happy to play a smart part in helping embed Wyoming's position at the global heart of blockchain-based innovation. Bravo to that. I'd love to see more of it. You know, Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati has one of the best engineering departments in the world. Just so you know, Charles, wanna throw some of that Cardano over to Cincinnati. That would be a wonderful thing. Hell, I would even like help I don't know, in any way that I could to facilitate something like that for UC students. That would be a really big deal. How many people actually have at least one Bitcoin? Let me take a quick look at chat. Will there be a pullback or just bull this whole year? No, there are going to be pullbacks. Don't kid yourself. I mean, in any bull market, there are still pullbacks. We could very well see very parabolic inclines in price action just to see a 40% drop, and then we see the whole thing all over again. So don't think that we're not going to have pullbacks in the price action. It's not just going to be up for the next 2 years. There's going to be pullback. Just got my ADA reward from the testnet. That's good. Anyone not holding ADA will miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. I believe that. Rob G, what is your price prediction for Cardano at the end of the year? Oh, gosh. Oh, you guys asked me that question. I'm not ready to give that answer yet. All I'm going to say, well, let's put this into perspective of Bitcoin. I suspect Bitcoin may very likely hit around 14,000 prior to the halving date. That's what I think could happen. Maybe it ends up being 12.5 or 13. I feel like anytime I have a gut feeling about a particular price or something, I'm like $1,000 off when it comes to Bitcoin. 500 or more often than not. But I have proposed that we're going to see a $14,000 Bitcoin by the halving. So, you know, how close I am to that, we'll see. But there are some guys, basically, they're still out there calling for a $7,000 Bitcoin. I do not see that happening at this. I think that ship has sailed. We've already dipped low a couple times in the bear market. I think the bear market is concluded. We're in the bull market. I believe that's been confirmed on so many different levels. Not to mention, sentiment alone has been skyrocketing. I mean, just look at the numbers. There are 280 of you in here live right now, and I'm used to seeing 90 people. I used to have 1,000 people in my live chat when I went live on YouTube. It will get back there. As sentiment continues to grow, and as long as I continue to be active, you know, the channel will grow. You will know how much the sentiment is changing in cryptocurrency. Literally, especially those of you who have been with me since the beginning and have never left, you will know the sentiment of crypto based sheerly off of the number of live viewers I have in my chat. And that's true. Because the higher those numbers go, I guarantee you that the higher the prices of cryptocurrency are going to continue to climb. And, you know, and I just don't see that turning around. I don't see that. I mean, even when I look at my own analytics, it's like the search volume for things and just everything is going up. I mean, and we're just at the beginning. Keep in mind, when I first came to the cryptocurrency space, that was November of 2017. That was like basically at the peak of the market, you know, while I was still learning about a lot of this stuff and how things worked. So it's going to get crazy. And yes, if you're not a subscriber, you're definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button, and you're going to want to hit that all bell. Click that little notification bell, hit all. That way you know anytime I upload or I go live. Basically, there's just new content on the channel, and smash those likes for me. I really do appreciate it. I do, for those of you that are new, I do tend to ramble sometimes. I tend to go off on various tangents. Sometimes they're helpful. Sometimes it's me venting. You never really know what to expect with me on any given day, but I can tell you this, it's always interesting somehow. At least I think so. I don't know. I could be wrong. How many of you actually own a Bitcoin? I mean, that's the question. You know, a lot of us are holding altcoins and all sorts of random things, but how many actually hold a Bitcoin? Only about 2% of addresses hold one Bitcoin or more. That's just 2% of Bitcoin addresses, not 2% of the population. So if you're holding a Bitcoin, you are, as you can see, there are 633,008 addresses that have at least one Bitcoin in total. Wow. And the thing of it is that some people have more than one Bitcoin address, which is 2.18% of all addresses out there. However, one address doesn't necessarily equal one person. Thank you for clarifying that. So we'll have to dig deeper in order to obtain a realistic. So 633, I mean, it's absolutely crazy, man. I mean, and what's really kind of frustrating, you know, when I did the Chainwise convention, I was truly set out to try and do a convention. I mean, when I scheduled Chainwise, Bitcoin was like 4,000 or 4,100. And I really wanted to try and get as many people educated to what Bitcoin is, what blockchain is, and really just try to pull people in. But, you know, it's really sad how difficult it is to get the attention of people until it's too late. You know, the fact that, you know, there's over 300 of you in here now, and you guys are paying attention, and you're trying to learn, and you're trying to get a better understanding as to what's coming, what's happening. and how you can profit from what's happening. And kudos to each and every one of you guys. It's insanely sad to see how life-changing an opportunity cryptocurrency and blockchain is, and so few people are willing to take notice until the price has already gone so high that it's almost out of their reach. And so, how many people could have afforded to buy even half a Bitcoin when it was 4,100 or 3,100 for that matter? You know what I'm saying? How many people could have averaged in over the course of 3 months and still basically had a full Bitcoin by now? And how many of those people just completely ignored it because of the sentiment at the time based off of what had happened? A lot of the public only heard Bitcoin was 20,000. Now it's $3,000. It crashed. It's worthless. It's a joke. And that's just it's not the case. Another plug here, crowtrader.com sold a bunch of licenses for the Valentine's Day sale. I was actually really impressed to see so many people are really starting to take notice and take some action in getting their Crow Trader licenses. But check it out if you haven't. Join the Telegram group. We do have an affiliate program that you can join. I think you're automatically signed up for the affiliate program when you purchase a license, because then through that purchase you become a member of the site kind of thing. It's a one-time fee. I mean, it's a one-time purchase price. It's not a monthly subscription, but by being a member, you basically get access to support and things like that. There's a knowledge base and different things. So this is going to end up blowing up here soon. I mean, because I am still waiting for the final version. I've been beta testing throughout and doing different things, doing some instructional videos, but I'm really going to be hitting this sucker hard in the near future here, as soon as we launch the full final version. But in the meantime, the Telegram channel is great. We've got some guys in there that are just rocking socks with this thing already, and they're actually discovering really cool stuff that I wasn't even privy to. I'm just like, you guys are insane. I mean, it's awesome. If you're looking to get into co-located Bitcoin mining, promining.com, pretty good opportunity there. Gains are going up. I cannot wait to see the mining yield once Bitcoin hits 20 grand. Like, everybody that bought these miners and that continue to kind of average in, they're adding miners and things. They're crushing it. And one final plug before tomorrow. What's happening here? I didn't click a freaking ad for. Oh, I guess I clicked that banner by accident. For those of you ladies out there that are into like erotic novellas and things like that, you'll want to check this book out. It is available for pre-order right now. Pre-order with a click, $2.99. My wife did write this book, and I did not. Once again, on Valentine's Day, promoting this book. It goes live tomorrow. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you'll be able to just download it and read it. Make sure you leave a review. She's already well into the second book of this trilogy she's working on. And the next book, apparently, I've not read it yet. I don't know exactly where it's happened or where the story's going. But my wife is like, I absolutely love my second book so far. The chapters are much longer. There's a lot more that's going on. I mean, this first book is basically just an introduction. It's like 146 pages on Kindle, 145 pages. But it gets really, really wild. I'll tell you that. But it's fun. And, I've already made disclaimers, about the book in terms of like, yes, one of the main characters is kind of, like loosely based on me. And then like towards the end, the story takes a hard right. It has nothing to do with me. So I want to make sure everybody's very well aware of that. But it's fun. It's erotic fantasy. It's all that. It's just crazy. So if you're into reading this kind of stuff, you'll have a good time with it. Yeah, that's about it. I'll take one more quick look at chat. This is only 34 minutes. It's not too long. Let's see. I don't think ADA is at the top. I'm not sure what that means. Would you rather have one Bitcoin or the same dollar value in ADA? Well, that's a good question, but I mean, quite honestly, I'd rather just have both. if I only had one Bitcoin's worth of Cardano, I would be completely fine with it. But again, no matter how amazing I feel something is, I still believe in diversifying and making sure that my portfolio is fleshed out with a multitude of things. Some will do well and some will not. But, you know, what if I put all my eggs in one basket that I thought was going to do amazingly? And like some of the projects that I thought were going to actually absolutely take over the world and I invested the most into amounted to being shit shows. So I almost think that it's almost like the more grand and the more powerful something tends to appear to be, the higher the likelihood of it running into issues. And unless it's your Cardano, unless you've got like a multitude of like some of the top minds from all over the place doing peer review studies and doing all this work on creating something that's truly going to be groundbreaking. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel like anything is possible with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to continue going up long term, no matter what. It's going to have its cycles as it has, but I believe that the potential shorter term and even in some cases longer term gains are going to be found in the altcoin market, which is why the altcoin market's continuing to blow up. Honestly, I didn't expect to see a lot of the activity in the altcoin market that I'm seeing right now until Bitcoin hit 20 grand first. So the fact that people are already kind of diving back into their favorite altcoin projects, getting ready because they know that these altcoins are going to go up. But I think that we're going to see very spiked, parabolic increases in altcoin price activity as Bitcoin reaches new milestones. People take profits from their Bitcoin investment and they put it into alts, and we start to trade. That's basically the whole point behind Crow Trader. It's to take advantage of that volatility between the ebbs and flows of altcoins versus Bitcoin and trading them back and forth automatically to continue improving your Bitcoin position overall. So next chain wise, I'm not sure. I want to see Crow Trader in full version. I have another platform in development right now that I think people are going to really like. And you know, I have an interesting way that I'm thinking about doing the next Chainwise convention, and basically just streaming the whole thing from a theater. But there's more to it than that. I have some ideas on how I'd like to do things differently. But I would like to do at least one more. But we'll have to see. I'm not really sold on it yet. We'll just have to see. Natasha's in the house. I see her name being mentioned somewhere. There she is. So listen, folks. It's 2:30 on Valentine's Day. You know, I want to kind of close this video and kind of close the weekend. I'm likely not going to be doing video this weekend. But, you know, I want to take a minute to like sincerely to basically just tell you all how lucky I am to have the wife that I do. Some of you will care and you'll tune out, and some of you won't, and that's okay. Some of you will. But you know, since I was young, man, I've had a really rough kind of upbringing, kind of rough areas, rough life. I mean, a lot of you guys know the story and the situation. And I've dated a lot of trolls. You know, I've always looking for love in all the wrong places. I spent a 7-year abstinence trying to find myself and fix myself, figuring, you know, it's got to be me. You know, I need to become the man that is compatible with the woman that I really want to be with and the woman I really want in my life forever. And I went through a lot of ups and downs in that. And, you know, the one thing that I've honestly discovered through everything, like you've got guys, I know some of you guys out there, you're probably thinking, you know, I'm a player. You know, women love me. I got all these digits. I get all these phone numbers. I'm going out on all these dates and all these chicks dig me. And that's cool to an extent. I feel like we've all been through that phase. But the one thing that I've always been, and I know this is going to sound like I don't know what it's going to sound like. It's just true. Like one thing I've always been is just brutally honest. And I think You know, my wife and I just had a talk last night where she was just telling me how much she appreciates me, just for just being me. You know, like she had it really rough, you know, kind of a rough childhood and growing up, and we're both scarred individuals. You know, when we first started dating, I was completely emotionally unavailable. She was stone cold, you know, and I used to tease her and call her my ice princess, my ice queen, because she was just very stonish, you know, showed very little emotion, you know, it was just kind of a running joke. And I was very much like, well, anything that comes out of a woman's mouth is bullshit, lies, manipulation, you know. We were just both you know, broken in different ways. And over time, we just learned that if we are completely and utterly honest with each other about everything about ourselves, good, bad, and ugly, that's the only way you can establish true trust. And I guess the whole point of this message on Valentine's Day is, as long as you have pure honesty between you and your partner, sky is the absolute limit. Every woman wants to know that she's safe and secure and that her future family is safe and secure. And honesty, integrity, honor, loyalty, all those things play into that. So I will also say as well, if you're struggling in a relationship right now and you know in your heart that it's those difficulties are stemming from lack of integrity, lack of honor, lack of loyalty, lack of honesty, it's up to you to figure out and sometimes lead the charge to prove and lead by example, to prove that that's the best way to go. You know, and that's it. I'm not going to go into some big long thing, but I think, you know, as a grown man, you know, in my 40s and, you know, having a family and just, I don't know, there's definitely a comfort knowing that I trust my wife I hate when people say more than 100% because it doesn't get any higher than that, but 100%, you know, and, you know, she knows that she can trust me. We have each other's back. We would never do anything that the other doesn't know of or isn't aware of or doesn't condone. You know what I mean? And it's just great. I mean, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, I hope all of you guys out there watching can find that person for you that my wife is for me. And the only way that you're going to find that person is to just be 100% genuine. No matter what you think, no matter the masks you think you need to wear to put on a persona so that you can attract or find or relate to somebody that you think you want or need at a time. But just simply by being the truest you that you can be, you will find the person that you fit with. And if you're trying to force a circle and a square hole, it's only going to create friction and problems. So, you know, that's my Valentine's advice for you guys. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. But I appreciate you guys joining me today. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And I'll see you again real soon. Thank you for joining.